I was wrong. Now, today is my birthday, and I have been really happy. And you would think the older you get, you might not feel so. At least that's been my story for the last few years. But I wanted to just say I was wrong. And the reason why I want to say that is because coming into the new year, I was kind of having a resurgence. That was, pretty good. And but life was not what I wanted it to be. Well, first, I want to say shout out to those who love me. And especially on today, I know that I am loved. The reason why I was wrong is because most of my life, until recently, I had prided myself on being a lone wolf. I had prided myself on being a go-getter and doing all the things that I do until I couldn't. And you've heard me talk about my story of getting knocked on my butt, going through perimenopause into menopause, and having to rediscover who I was. Well, with part of that came some residual haints, ghosts, whatever you want to call them, called imposter syndrome, called anxiety, panic, onset a little bit ADHD, and I lost myself. And I couldn't work, I couldn't do anything. And I'm going to tell you, it has gotten me to this big age, to today, me realizing that I have been wrong, not recently wrong, I've been wrong. When I think about all the experiences, the things, the stuff, the knowledge, the skills, the wisdom that I could have had by not being that lone wolf, by not trying to do everything on my own, by absolutely sucking at delegation, I just cringe. Yeah, I cringe. There's a saying that says, and let me make sure I don't flub it. It says, one finger can't fight a fist. Let me say it again. The saying goes, one finger can't fight a fist. And that has never been more true than it is now. I'm sharing this because, of course, I want to be vulnerable. I hope everything I do, there's authenticity in it. But there are times when I just got to make it about me a little bit and say, hey, I was not okay. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get back. And it has been very hard for me to learn this lesson. Like I said, I've been laid low. And it's gotten to the point where I finally had to realize that you can't be up and it's up and it's up. You can't be up all the time. There are times where you're going to be low, swing low. I don't know why I'm wanting to sing today, especially with this raggedy voice I got going on. But I was determined. I was like, I have something to say. I'm very grateful for this birthday. So being wrong is not a bad thing. And that's another thing I'm learning. Oh, baby, the perfection in me wants to make me think that wrong is horrible. And it doesn't take long to realize that when you believe a certain thing, when you assume a certain thing, it will turn you into an ass. It really will. And so I have had to recently learn that the money you have in the bank is never, ever, 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 ever going to equate to the value and the wealth of having your network of family and friends and even haters, because they provide the fuel to keep you going. But being so stuck on I'm self-made, self-built, I do it all, hear me roar, super person, whatever. I think it has its times. And as I'm actually looking at it now, at this point in my life, I'm starting to realize that the bootstrapping, the doing it your own and, lone wolfing it, and I did things my way and all that kind of stuff is good for either a instance or a season, but it shouldn't necessarily be the way that we conduct ourselves. And even now, when thank you for watching. You're watching me right now, and I'm trying to look you right in the eye and tell you, boo-boo, please develop your network of support. And when I say develop your network of support, I'm not talking about just collecting friends and people who can do things for you. Yeah, hey, that's part of life. What I want you to do is I want you to pick the best people that want to rock with you, and I want you to give them the best of you. For me, in my Capricornian ways, I used to equate that to money to the point where I would retreat from people if I couldn't, quote unquote, afford to still be their friend. That brings me. And like I said, this is not scripted. This is me just talking with you, just being for real. And please forgive, the stuff. And as I told you guys in another video, honey, I've been through it for weeks trying to come back, to myself with whatever this thing is got going around. Okay, but getting back on what I wanted to say about this article, it talked about how people are now making a decision to quietly exit out of a group of friends or a friend if they feel like financially they can't hang with them, whether it's where they have more or less money. And when I read the article, I understood that because I've done that. But was it right? And I can't say if it's right for you, but was it right for me? In hindsight, no, no. What I found is that the network is because you're supposed to continue to grow. It shouldn't be stagnant. You shouldn't think that just because at this particular time in your life, you may not be able to afford to go on that girl or guys trip, or you might not be able to hang out with them every time they want to go hit up a new restaurant, or for the younger folk, a new club, or whatever it may be. You might not be able to be at the opening doors of every concert that costs thousands to attend so that you can get pictures of a moment in time. But if they're willing to still rock with you, find what it is that you can authentically give to them. And in return, they will give to you. Whew. When I found out that my friends and family loved me, and as humans could love me unconditionally, not just for what I usually could do for them, but especially in the times when I couldn't do anything, that was so humbling. And it took me from, and I'll just be honest, it took me from feeling like a loser, like feeling like, oh my God, I've wasted my life. All of these horrible things and stories we tell ourselves. Check out, I did a little short about making assumptions about yourself. And it was really, oh my God, y'all, I'm trying not to touch here because I'm wearing a microphone because I guess you can tell my voice is struggling. It really helped me to get to the point where I was able to get some lessons And remember when I told you about there's something about that me that just thinks being wrong is horrible. It's part of worthiness. It really is. It's part of where we don't feel good enough. So we try to make sure that we're well read, that we understand the facts before we speak, that we try to make sure that we're attempting to look at multiple point of views so that we don't become myopic and dogmatic and stuff that will make us cringe when we go back looking at it with a critical, assessing, analytical eye, or at least that's me. And I had to get to the point that I had to discover that I hate help or hate it. Let me correct myself. I hated getting help because it caused me to feel like I was weaker. It caused me to feel like I lost status in the relationship. And I'm not just talking about, family, friends. I'm talking about even with you. I have this fanatical tension that I never speak on anything that I haven't already done. I think, I must have, and when I say not have already done, successfully. The perfectionistic little taskmaster, critic in me would always make me, you can't say this because you haven't been successful in it. Not realizing that there are things that I've tried and I've learned way more because of the failures and the trying to continue to succeed and trying to make it happen that I didn't get when I tried something and boom, it worked. And so, especially today on this birthday, I have made a decision to talk about it all and to share that it's okay to be wrong. I was wrong. And I'm grateful that I was wrong. I have learned so much. To you, you know who I'm talking to, who watch my videos, who support me in any and everything I say I'm going to do, from the calls to me as an oracle and blessing me financially, to the, hey, I got you. Don't worry. You sick? I'll send food to the house. To any and all of that. I want to say I love you and I thank you. And to you who might have come across this video, however you came across it, first, I thank you for getting to this point. And this is probably for you to have heard too. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to understand that the biggest value is possibly going to be the network of true people who rock with you. I did a video about the wealthy and how they prioritize and how money is at the bottom. And I even talked about this Japanese guy, Ken Honda. Yeah, Ken Honda. And how someone asked him if he lost it all, what would he do? And the first thing he said was he would tell his friends. And I looked at it kind of like, oh, that's how rich people are. And here I am now understanding that some of the most generous people that you'll ever find will give you their last dime to help you. It is an amazing kind of like this. And I'll say this about this whole Ken Honda and how the rich, the irony is so thick. It could be a spoon standing in syrup and not fall. That I've had to come full circle to learn this. That it doesn't matter whether you're wealthy, middle class, or how you say poor. Your network is still going to be your highest value. So let me round this out by saying, this is me. I am Michelle, and I am so grateful. I'm starting Brilliant Quest because I'm questing with you. I'm doing this with you. This is me having to start over from zero. This is me having lost it all and having to rebuild it again. This is me coming back from years of illness to a recent one, as you can tell, kind of stopped up, and doing it in front of people because I'm determined to put away the pride. I'm determined to put away the ego, that perfectionism that drove me to be perfect before I let anyone, see me. In the South, we have this saying that says your slip is showing. That means that you don't have it all together. And I wore that as a rally cry. Don't go out without your slip showing, and I'm understanding that I was wrong. I want you to understand that in the wrongness, it helps you just as much, if not more, in the rightness. A long time ago, I had to learn that my no was more powerful than my yes because it took more energy. And now, full circle, I'm learning that being wrong a lot of times can be so much more toward my ability to live than just getting the easy rights. And you're not alone out there. If there's something that you're wanting to do, like me getting on here and just having these kind of conversations is something that I didn't think I'd ever be able to do. My mind told me stories. My mind said, oh, you're too old. Oh, all the crazy stuff. Or nobody's going to listen to you. You don't have that it factor or whatever it is. I was wrong. I was wrong. Even if one person gets something out of this, I have shared into the global universe. Well, universe is global, Michelle. Okay, anyway, I have shared and put it out there. And oh, sweet pea, my hope, my prayer, my command is that this ignites something magnificent in you, or it even imbues it with more energy so that you can go forward. And I don't know what else I can do except for say, you are just as worthy, whether you're wrong or you're right. You're just as okay if you're not perfect. We're in this together. It is our authentic selves. It is our ability to say, hey, I'm hurting. And no, the most crazy stories of people looking down on you or shunning you or leaving you, that's not going to happen. Well, I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. I'm going to say you'll be surprised at how much it doesn't happen. You are loved, whether you feel it or not. You're never alone, whether you feel it or not. You can be wrong and be so right in the same sense of the word. And so this is me. Yeah. So this is what I'm going to ask. I want to let you know, because I've been ashamed to tell people, oh, you can book time with me. I've recently rediscovered that part of my gift is to help you get clarity. Part of my gift is to give you words from the universe. Part of my gift is knowing stuff that I don't know how I know it, but that tends to be true. And I want to help you as I help myself to be on this brilliant quest. And so, yeah, we've got this. Yes, we do. We've got this. All right. So go out there and embrace being wrong. Embrace when people reject you for who you authentically are. That just simply means that you're getting ready, or you're getting promoted, if you will, to the people who rock with you. And understand that the people who are in your camp, in your tribe, who are holding the pom-poms, cheering for you and baking you the praise cakes, are worth more than what you do or don't have in your bank account, than what you do or don't have in your life right now. So be encouraged and know that you've got this. This is Michelle with Brilliant Quest. Thank you so much.